Oceanagod, Wade Blevins, Dawaton, Galele, Jagedo, Kohig, Nug Skohi, Saguhi, Nea Jalagia de Lo Kwaski. Hi, my name is Wade Blevins. Welcome to Cherokee 3 here at RSU TV. I believe today is our 41st Cherokee lesson. Real happy to be here. So we're going to kind of take our time and we're going to work our way through these next couple lessons, and we're nearly to the end, and I'm sure your brains feel full. I know mine do, and so we're not going to try and add tons and tons of new stuff on these last lessons, but rather kind of deepen our knowledge of kind of some of the things that we already know. So today, of course, as always, we'll do our reading selection, which is really a wonderful story that we've been working our way through, and then we'll continue with our narrative about Toju Wasikwanid. So come, Idalena, talagi diumone. All right, so let me get my glasses on, and we will read our way through this, and we'll add a little bit to it, okay? So this says, Uwo, I'll go ahead and I'll read it a little bit slow, and I want to challenge you guys to try and read along with me, okay? So, Uwo du hi, un ja di inada. Kohig jage sagi he gano hi li dohi nikai go huste no ahyo hi he osta agiste galuji ga sagu iga isa G squaw Ju hyo tlahi u go heno usti inada gan get nano hulti u wo du zahi una ze inada u wo du hi un jati ale udanti nigaste di kanti gano hili do hino ule huistane u tostane u yo siske di kanti di kanti G squano du ne le si nuen dagu hila skino nun do takwa na I se G stu de gane he ju hyo tlahi I u go he I nad I gan ge u wo du hi u don ti ni go stay a se no ina hi itasahi utasahi that sorry G stu no duna ne le hi ano nuwe se o si yo iu we na no Tla ye no gano hi li do hi I u go he I na da u ton na gu ge se. A se no u don ti ni go ste. A le u yo si ske ni go ste. Kano hi li don he gana de gane he ule huis tane una ne le ina da gana kawogi. Okay, and we talked about, this is, I believe, one of the last ones that we did. Talked about the hunter was carrying some turkeys. Normally we say gani instead of gano. Nowadays is the more common. But gano, degane, carrying them. Ule huis tane, he stopped. Una ne lei, ina, he gave it to the snake, gana, kawogi, the turkey gobbler. We believe that this kanogi is gobbler. It's related to like dikanogiski, like to sing or to make a noise. Okay, kanogi. So okay. Na wu le. So this is our new one, I believe. So we'll go through it slow and then we'll continue. Na gu le ga no hi li do hi ju we na sa we are gite. Okay, so we're going to have to look at that word because that doesn't make any sense. Hui anigino dali se hei. Okay, so nakule, like one time, ganohili dohi, a hunter, juena sa, he was going home. Juena sa, walk te, okay. We are te, walk te. He was going toward home. He was going in the direction of home. Okay. Juena sa, walk te. He was going in the direction of home. Okay. Ahui, deer. Anigin, okay, some young deer. Anigin. Because we've learned the word agin, right? And is the other way to say a young animal. We also learned the word anid, like sequanid, and anigin is young animals that are usually from animals that give birth singly, or they don't have a litter. Right, so agin or anigin are young animals. For example, like we know, ahui anigin are young deer. Waka anigin would be young cows. Soguil anigin would be young horses. Okay, so all of those animals usually only have one or two. I would assume that probably uno den anigin would be like lambs, young sheep, because they don't have a litter of sheep. They usually have one or two. Uxogened anigin, young goats. Okay, so usually these are young animals that are had, not in a litter. Okay. And then this word here, dali se hei, is carrying it on their back. That means they're carrying on their back something, okay? So that one word means to carry on your back. Dali se hei, okay? So let's read through it again. Na ku le kano hi li don hi ju wena sa week wak te a hui ani gin dali se hei, okay? So normally this word, I've never seen it written this way. Wiagite, wiakte, wakte, but I know in looking at the translation of it, it took me. I had to look at the translation to figure out what this was. Wakte, wakti means to go in that direction. Wakte means he went in that direction. Okay, so so then one time the hunter was going home in that direction, carrying some young deer on his back. Okay, so I believe we've talked about the word wakti, you know, to go in that direction. Okay, wakte, that sound at the end, the eh sound means it happened in the past. Okay, probably for myself, if I were to spell this word instead of we are, I would put wa, you know, instead. But they spelled it this way, you know. So wakte, wiakte, okay. And it could be, as I'm thinking about it, it could be that they wrote it this way to indicate that he was doing it again. Remember, we talked about that if we put e in front of the verb, it means they're doing it another time or again. And of course, he's several times in the story already, he's been going home, right? So it could be, instead of wakte, it could be wiakte, which means he was going in that direction again. In that case, it makes sense to spell it this way, wiakte, instead of wakte. Okay, so the more I started thinking about it, the more it started to make sense to me. You know, and that's how it is. You know, with us as learners, sometimes we kind of have to think about it and let it kind of marinate in our brain for a little bit, and you know, before it's like, oh, okay, maybe in this case they wrote it this way because they meant to say that he was again on his way home, going in the direction of home. So, and in that case, it makes perfect sense why they would spell it that way. Okay, so na gu le kano hi li don hi ju we na sa wiak te a hui anigin dali se hei. Okay, carrying them. Okay. Ali se he is carrying it on his back. Dali se he, carrying them on his back. Okay? Okay. So as we worked our way through that, hopefully that kind of helped you. Now let's read our way through our story about Tojuwa Sikwinin. He yo legis, he a askai a yetli jikatok. Niole Ganyik, Redbird Smith, do don e. Toju Wasikwani, do don e Jalagigante. Sita o Jali he lega, he na Julskid Askoi. Okay, ulsked askaya. Sagu iagayel chanel skoet sku hig skohi u dane tojuwa sequanid. Ko hichik guye gwoni sonela du sine o jalihe li gon udeti iska. Tlaskin doyo ganto do udeti iska. Tojuwa sequanidu deti iska yinulstan ani gadu wagi ani yawi yagati yon anego. Gado ke tojuwa sequanid ulskedjik. Tojuwa udod pigsmith du don Sequanid jalagi ganti du don Only Smith ani yoneg du no se gotlan ske jige se yusti. Tojuwa uji Lizzie Hildebrand du don I jul a jalagi a le a de jige se. Jalagi uweti di stoski dalanstane Lizzie udod. I jul jugayelege uweti jalagi nanda ne du no hi ne. Di dan no whisky ge se udod. Nu de na se tojuwa ani kayeleke juni na whisky uni no sele sequanid tojuwa di datinehi ni dagalstanisa Tlaskin he hesti nigalstana. Sequanid unasa agusa sam tojuwa udehodi. Noji ayawi yagese agusa sam. Nulstanen ale uweti unino hetlan anijalaki anigusa ale aninoji daktahe agusa sam. Osta adelon kwaski gehe tojuwa. Udanto ale toga woniski gehe. Du yukta no le ji yukta gehe. Sagu iagayel chanelsko it's kutsonelsko tojuwa anigitu wagi ajista negesta skadugi didatini dohi gehe. Nahi yutake santalagi aneha ahya tohi gehe. Une gujit nanda neha. Talagi ayetli udigale hyoja gesa. Udigale hyoja means scattered around, right? Dantli ha unlena he undalena undatliga undalska. I believe you can say undatliga or undalska. Squeezed ani yonegane he tla unelagi elisa yigese. Ani yoneg du dotlansa uduli he Ahya tasti anita lagi aneha. Ani yoneg das commission uno tlane duni sesti aneha anita lagi. Das commission undulihe ayetli unidisti ka don anita lagi. Kato uni he nikota anita lagi tla ani ansiyawi ha yagese. Okay, this one talks about all Cherokees owning the land, right? Not one single individual. Ani yoneg unduli he duni nehti ka don nikota anita lagi ane. Nole duni skoli do duni skoltoti nole duni skoltoti ani yoneg un tehti ga don una tehti, yeah, dun duni skoltoti tla yunduliske anita lagi yinulstoti. Nigalstanuska ani ketuwagi din datinehi aneliske duyukta galohisti un keoska. Okay, there should be a sta. Nigalstanuska when that happened. Ani ketuwagi din datinehi. The Ketua leaders aneliske, they thought, duyukta galohisti, the right road, unkeuska, they forgot, right? Unetlanahi, duna kevsa, aneliske anikatuwagi, that they thought that God had forgotten them, right? Anikayula hi nuniwe sela tojuwa jitoha leda talagi iyun nadante Chicaloso husky. Okay, so Anikayula, the elders here. Nuniwe Sela, they told him this, they told Tojuwa this, that Jidoha Ledong, to raise up Talagi Iyun Danti, the Cherokee ways, Jikalo Sohansky, that are going away, right? Utadanesku, they also asked Didadlosti, the belts, Galakti, the sacred belts, Munesti, to go get them. Bob Ross, Dunae, Didadlosti, Klaskin, Jujele Yigese. Bob Ross had the belts, but they weren't his. Bob Ross Udo John Ross Gese. Okay. John Ross was Bob Ross's father. John Ross jalagi ugawiyu higese. John Ross was Cherokee chief. Tojuhwa, Dakini Waters, Ale Wilson Gertie. Unadu Dunle, Didad Losti, We Do Nasty. They were Unadu Dunle, they were given the task, right? They were responsible to go get the belts. Dakini Waters, Didatini Dohi, Ajis Dunagas, Duskaduki Gase. He was the leader of the Illinois district, Ajis Dunagas, Duskaduki. Ale Wilson Gertie, Didatini Dohi, New Yuhi, Skaduki Gase, was the leader from the Canadian district, New Yuhi. Kohig Jagesa, Didad Lost, Anisquan Go Tane, Anisquan Go Tane Ugawi Yuhi. So they were, a long time ago, the belts were Anisquan Go Tane. They were kept, Ugawi Yuhi. They were kept by the chief. I say no, John Ross, Uyohu Sele. But when John Ross died, Uwej Eliske, the son thought Didad Losti Dunjele. He thought that the belts belonged to Ross Dudatina, belonged to the Ross family, right? Gay Saint. Kla Nagod Anizalagi, not all Cherokee, not all the Cherokee people, right? Say no, John Ross, Uyohu Sele, Uweji Eliske, Didad Losti, Dunzele, Ross, Dudatini, Dudatina, Gay Saint, Klanigod Naninja Lagi. Okay, and we talked about this word Dudatina, means like before we use this word to talk about someone's children, right? His kids or her kids, Dudatina. And in this case, belonged to Ross's kids, okay? So, not all Cherokees, okay? So, Dawadatina, those are my children, Dawadatina. So you could say, Aninjo Dawadatina, I have 3 kids, my 3 children, right? Dudatina, Ross's children, okay? So I found that really interesting, that you can use it in this kind of context. So Ase no John Ross Uyohusele, when he died, Uyohusa, right? Uweji, his son, Eliske, thought, Didadloste, the belts, Dunzele, they belonged to them. Ross, Dudatina, Ross's children, Gesant was. Kla, no, Nagod, all, Anidzalagi, Cherokees. Okay? Hi'a, Ani Jo'i, Ani Skaya, John Smith, Nina Se, Didad Losti, we do geesty. We do geesty. Okay. So here, these, ani jo'i, 3, ani skaya, men, John Smith, Wu Ni Na Se, John. They told John Smith the belts. We do geese to go get them. We do geese. Okay. So here ani zo ani skaya John Smith wu ni na se didad losti. We do geese. Okay. Didad losti. Du ni do li sawu e liske. Oh, okay. So, didad losti. Belts. Du ni toli sawu. Dun toli sawu. E liske bob. So, the belts, hopefully you recognize that part. This word in the middle is probably new for you. Dun tolisa means they borrowed them. Okay? The wu at the end means only or just. So, eliske, you should know that word, hopefully. That means thought. Bob. So Bob thought they were only borrowing the belts. Okay? Didad losti. Dun toli sawu. Duni toli sawu. Okay? They were just borrowing eliske Bob. Okay? So we made our way through that pretty easily, right? Let's go back through some of these last several sentences, though, and let's get them in our heads a little bit better, okay? Okay, we'll start here, okay? So let's read through it a few times together, and then we'll make sure we understand what all the words are, and then we'll kind of take them out of order, and I'll see how much you remember, okay? So, we have, let's read through it. This is go, he, go, okay? Kohig is how we would say. Kohig, ji, ge, san, jige, san, okay? Kohig means today, jige, san, that used to be, okay? So the today that used to be, which is an odd way of saying long ago, long time ago, kohig jigesa, okay? There are other ways to say long time ago. Ilan hiya jigesa is another way of, common way of saying long time ago. Kohig jigesa means like in days gone by, right? In the today that used to be. So, because as we know, kohig, right? This day, okay? Didad losti, okay? Belts, plural. Adad losti, adad lost is one belt. Didad lost is more than one belt, okay? Ani squan go tane, ani squan go tane. He kept them, okay? He kept them. Uga wi yuhi, okay? The chief. So ani, they, squan go tane, kept, okay? Or they were kept. Uga wiyuhi, okay? Anis go tane. If it was just one belt that was being kept, I believe that would probably be asquan go tane. So, kohig chikesa, long time ago. Didad losti, belts anis kwango tane were kept, they were kept. Ugo yuhi, the chief, okay? Kohig chikesa, didad losti anis kwango tane ugo yuhi. All right, so do you think you have, there's what, one, really, this kohig chikesa goes together. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 words in this part, in this sentence. So let's see if you remember what those 4 words do. Okay, so gatohyat didad loste salagi yonegiganti. Gatohyat didad lost yonegiganti. So how do you say gatohyat? How do you say didad lost yonegiganti in English? Okay, gatohyat didad lost yonegiganti. Belts, belts, belts. Gatohyat uga wiyuhi yonegiganti. Gatohyat uga wiyuhi yonegiganti. Okay. Chief. Gatohyat kohigjakesa yonegiganti. Gatohyat kohigjakesa yonegiganti. Long ago, days gone by. Gatohyat anis kwango tane. Gatohyat anis kwango tane yonegiganti. Anis kwango tane. They were kept, right? Anis kwango tane. They were kept. Okay, so let's try it the other way. Gatohyat belts. Gatohyat belts talagiganti. Gatohyat belts talagiganti. Didad lost. Didad losti. Gatohyat chief talagiganti. Gatohyat chief talagiganti. Ugawiyu or ugawiyuhi. Gatohyat, they were kept. Gatohyat, they were kept. Talagigati. Anis kwango tane. Anis kwango tane. Gatohyat, long ago. Gatohyat, long ago. Kohigjakesa. Kohigjakesa. Gatohyat, belt, one single belt. Gatohyat, belt. Adad losti. Adad losti. All right, good job. So let's try the next one. Okay. Say no. John Ross. Uyo hu se le. Uweji. E li ske. Didad losti. Dunateli. Ross. Duda ti na I. Gese. Kla. Nigoda. Anitalaki. Okay. Seno John Ross uyohu sele uwej eliske didat losti dunajele Ross dudatina gese tla negod anitalaki. Okay, I'll say no, but John Ross uyohu sele. He died, but when he died, Uwej, his son or his child, Eliske, he thought, Ditadlosti, the belts, Dunatele, they belonged to them. Ross, the Ross, Dudatinai, children, the Ross offspring, Saint, were. Okay? Tla, no, Nigota, all, Anitalagi, Cherokee people. Okay? Aseno John Ross, Uyohu Sele, Uweji Eliske Didadlosti, Dunjeli Ross Dudatina Igese. Plot Anitalaki. Okay, so, but when John Ross died, his child thought that the belts belonged to the Ross children, not all Cherokees. Okay, so let's again Kadohyat Nigata no negigant Kadohyat Nigata all Kadohyat Anita Laki Cherokees Kadohyat Didad Losti belts Kadohyat Aseno but Kadohyat Uyohu Sele he died. Kadohyat Uwej his child. Kadohyat Dunajeli they were theirs. Kadohyat Eliske, he thought. Kadohyat Dudatina, his children. Okay, so let's try this one here. Hia ani jo'i ani skaya John Smith wunina se didadlosti we do geesti. Okay, this ani jo'i 3 ani skaya men John Smith wunina se told him Didadlosti we do geesti go get the belts. Okay. Kadohyat ani jo'i. 3. Kadohyat aniskaya. Men. Kadohyat wunina se. Okay. They went and told him, wunina se. Kadoha di da losti. Belts. Kadoha we do geesty. We do geesty. Go get them. Okay. Kadoha hi on. This. Okay. Let's read this last one. Di da losti. Dun ni to li sawu. Dun to li sawu. Eliske Bob. Okay. Di da losti. Dun to li sawu. Eliske Bob. The belts di da losti. Dun to li sawu. Just borrowed them. They just borrowed them. Eliske thought. Bob. Okay. Katohyat Eliske. Katohyat Eliske. He thought. Katohyat didad lost. Didad lost. Belts. Katohyat dun to li sowu. Dun to li sowu. Okay. They just borrowed them. Okay. Dun to li sowu. Okay, if the woo was not on there, dun to lisa, they borrowed them. Okay, dun to lisa, well, they just borrowed them. They only borrowed them. Okay. All right. So that does bring us to the end of what I've prepared for you today. Hopefully, you found it helpful for you. There's a lot of really, really good stuff on here. We're almost to the end of this course. Hopefully by now, there's a lot of these words are starting to come easier for you. They're starting to make more sense to you. I know it can be a daunting task, but just keep plugging at it. You know, every day, if you just gain just a tiny bit more understanding of what's going on, then we're moving forward, right? Our brains have to have that time to absorb and to process and to fit it into everything else that we know. And so don't beat yourself up too much about it if it's not coming as quick as you want it to, or things like that. Just keep working at it. So anyway, from all of us here at RSU TV and Cherokee Nation, I just want to say wadon and don dago hai.